Hi, this is Trey Pastor. I'm going to give you my review of The Conjuring Last Rites. I'm going to do it without any spoilers. I'll just give you the basic gist of it and give you my review. This is the last movie, I think the fifth movie in the series by Ed and Lorraine Warren, who are real life ghost hunters, I guess, if you will. And you see, they all put through the movies and the credits and stuff, the real life people and stuff. And this stars I'm sorry, Vera Farmiga. I'm sorry, I drew a blank on his name. Vera Farmiga, Patrick Wilson. Okay, as Ed and Lorraine Warren. And in this movie, they basically stopped doing these experiments. They thought enough is enough, and they kind of retired from. But they get pulled back in because this family that's haunted by this haunted mirror. Okay, that's basically terrorized them, and they get pulled into the story. Now, this movie is about 2 hours and 15 minutes, and it takes a little bit to get this movie going. That's my only really good criticism. Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga are just great as Ed and Lorraine. You totally believe, especially Vera Farmiga as Lorraine. She really sells. And you really believe in them that they're this couple that does this. But their daughter has grown up and she has her own life and stuff. And in fact, I think she's engaged in this movie. But this other family reaches out to them because they need help. Their family is basically getting terrorized. Okay, like I said, my criticism of this movie is that I think it's a little bit too long and it takes a little while to get going before you actually see the scares and stuff. It kind of starts kind of slow and it kind of ramps up. Actually, after a little good beginning part of it, then it kind of slows down and kind of takes its time. So like, I think they could have cut maybe a good half hour out of this movie, to be perfectly honest. Okay, if they would have kind of got to the point. But I understand they were trying to, I guess, show the Warrens that they were, show them away from this life and stuff. But to me, to get this movie going, out of all the movies, I think this one is not the best. I think this one, out of all the five that I've seen, I think this one would rate the last because I think they tried to do. I think like I said, I think they could have edited a lot of filler out of this movie. Okay, but the performance again, like I said, Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson are great, totally believable as Ed and Lorraine. And there's an actress who plays their daughter, Judy Mia Tomlinson, I think that's her name, and Ben Hardy plays her fiance. And I think Mia Tomlinson is the daughter, who's also going through some things on her own. I think she's really good too in this movie. And the fights, once they do get started, I think are really good in this movie, and you really like to get invested in it. Okay, I just think, like I said, I think it's a little slow after a little a good beginning, and then it gets kind of drags in the little bit in the front of it before it ramps up to get to the point of the story. Okay, so, but I think overall it is a good movie out. But out of all the Conjuring movies, I think this one, since this is the last one, I think this one is the least out of the other from the previous four. Okay, and if you watch the movie to the end, you'll see that they kind of give you kind of a callback to the previous movies and stuff. So, which I think is a treat for the fans when you watch it. So I got a 4-star system. I think 1 is fair, no, 1 is poor, 2 is fair, 3 is good, and 4 is excellent. I would give this movie, I would give it 2.5 stars. Okay, I think it's okay, but it's just, again, like I said, I think it has too much filler in it, and it takes a little bit too long to get going into the thing. But once it gets going, it is good. So if you're watching this at home, you probably watch the movie at home. You're probably going to fast forward, I think, to a lot of the filler parts till you get to the real meat of the story. Okay, so again, I would give it 2.5 stars. Okay, I think it is the least of all the movies and stuff, but it's watchable. If you're a fan of this series, definitely watch it. Okay, because it kind of wraps things up, and it's also, like I said, the performances from Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga and the young actress who plays their daughter, I think are really, really good in this. So definitely, if you're a fan of the Conjuring series, I say definitely if you watch it. Anybody else that's not a fan of the Conjuring, you could probably give it a pass. Okay, so again, 2.5 stars for me. Anyway, let me know what you think of this Conjuring Last Rites. What do you think of it? Feel free to leave comments down below. In the description box are links to my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram. Also have a link to my other channel, Paul Views and Opinions. You check that out as well. Also have a link down below to my Patreon. My Patreon's $5 a month, over 200 videos on there, 5 different categories. You get 5-minute preview clips of all the content that's on there. Follow a link, it'll take you to my Patreon page. Also, I have a link down below to my merchandise store. I sell hats, t-shirts, mugs, sweatshirts, hoodies, water bottles, teddy bears. I have the spherical circles. That's one logo, and then also I have the Trey Passer logo. That's on the design. I have it for men, women, and unisex. Follow a link, it'll take you to my merchandise store. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And also, before I go, I do have a reaction video that I filmed for that movie. I watched it. I just have to make the screenshot, so this video is going to go up first, and then that reaction video will go up after it. So it makes sense. So watch the, because I didn't give too many spoilers in this. So watch this review, and then the reaction video will go up right after that. Okay, so kind of makes sense to do the review and then the reaction that I already filmed. So I have to make a screenshot for it, and then I'll upload those in that order. Okay. So anyway, and again, give this video a thumbs up, and this is Trey Passer saying so long and take care.